The Denver Broncos lost in Week 5 to the Atlanta Falcons for their first loss since December 20th, 2015. The San Diego Chargers will try to mirror what the Atlanta Falcons did in their upset win in the Mile High City, as the Broncos face the Chargers in Week 6 on Thursday Night Football. It won't be easy, but it's a short week, and Denver has to travel to the West Coast while there are a lot of other things going on. Early on in the week, the Broncos were 3-point favorites with the total in the mid-40s. Gary Kubiak has done a masterful job with the Broncos, but he may have met his match with his own personal health. Kubiak was hospitalized following the 23-16 loss to Atlanta with a diagnosed complex migraine condition. The short week will compound the bad timing of Kubiak's condition. The Chargers are only 1-4 in the season, but they're 3-2 against the spread. They've lost by 6, 4, 1, and 3 points, so they have not been getting blown out. In fact, they're 1-4 with a positive point differential on the season. After a trip to the playoffs and a win over Cincinnati in his first season, Mike McCoy is just 14-23 as the head of the Chargers. He has been dealt a bad hand via injuries, but football is a business based on results. We'll have to see if it's Paxton Lynch or Trevor Siemian this week for the Broncos, because that will dictate a lot about the team's chances. Lynch was 23 of 35 for 223 yards, a touchdown and a pick in his first NFL start. He was also sacked 6 times for a loss of 40 yards. It was not a good debut start for the youngster, and he now has a short week to prepare for the Chargers. A great defense can hide a lot of bad offense, and the Broncos are not a good offense right now. After Sunday's lackluster showing, the Broncos are only averaging 3.6 yards per carry on the year. C.J. Anderson has only mustered 3.5 yards per carry, and the Broncos only have 2 runs of 20-plus yards. One came from fullback Andy Janovich. Defensively, the Broncos have been spectacular, but the Falcons found some ways to move the football. Kyle Shanahan is an excellent offensive coordinator, and he got his running backs open in space. Ken Whisenhunt has done the same in his career, although the loss of Danny Woodhead makes it a bit tougher. In any event, it's hard to beat Denver's defense, and the Falcons had 372 yards. The Broncos have held opposing quarterbacks to a 55.1% completion rating. They've also recorded 19 sacks and have 9 takeaways. Atlanta was only 2 of 12 on third down, but they made the Broncos move sideline to sideline to cover, and that opened up some holes. The San Diego Chargers offense has been humming right along, except for those pesky turnovers. Unfortunately, turnovers are an enormous part of the game. It hasn't really been Phillip Rivers' fault, though. He's completed 68% of his tosses with an 11-3 touchdown interception ratio. Rivers has fumbled 5 times and has been sacked 11 times, so he may need to get the ball out quicker or get some better blocking. The lack of a running game has hurt because the pass rush has no reason to hold back. That will be a key this week against the Broncos and their sack-hungry defense. Overall, the Chargers have lost 8 fumbles. That's the highest total in the NFL. The Chargers defense hasn't been good by any means, but they have done okay given all of the turnovers. San Diego's 24th in yards allowed, but 30th in points allowed. They do have 12 sacks in 5 games, and Joey Bosa had a couple in his 2016 debut. San Diego has faced a lot of pass-happy teams recently, and they haven't been able to get off the field or force enough incompletions. Andrew Luck, Drew Brees, and Derek Carr have been the opposing quarterbacks over the last 3 weeks, so that's going to be a challenge for any secondary. It's a short week and the Broncos have a lot going on. They don't know who will be under center, and they don't know whether or not their head coach will be on the sidelines. The Broncos showed a few defensive flaws in the game against the Falcons that will need to be corrected, and it's very quick turnaround. To further compound this spot, this is Denver's 3rd road game in 4 weeks. San Diego does have a lot going in its favor for this one, and the offense has been solid under Ken Whisenhunt aside from the fumbles. If the Chargers can take care of the football, they can come out on the right side of one of these close games. Our pick and prediction is for the San Diego Chargers +3. For our pick and prediction on this game and every other game this week, and a wealth of free stats and information, check out bangthebook.com.